the SmackDaddies.
Hello, friends, and welcome to your SmackDown review for The Hub. I am Brad the Dad, and riding shotgun with me is nobody, because this is like just before the Super Bowl, and I decided I wanted to do like a little recap for you, just to kind of not leave you hanging, because I know you listen to the show every week, and I am super grateful. So is Greg, and so we thought, well, I thought I would surprise everybody by doing this episode. I might just have turned my voice down. It may be a little bit off. I'm going to do my best to level that stuff out and talk to you a little bit about SmackDown, which I watched today on Sunday. So long story short, I was at a convention all weekend. I actually ran into my local politician who confessed to me that he got to use the Roddy Piper quote, and I thought he was making it up. So I looked it up. So in the local Nova Scotia legislature, the MLA got to use the quote just when they think they have got all the answers. I changed the questions. It's hilarious that apparently this broke into a bunch of grown men in the legislature basically cutting a promo. So I think that's hilarious. I'm sure some people don't find it funny, but you've got to find some joy in politics. And yeah, that was a funny story that happened. So let's go to the synopsis.
This is your SmackDown synopsis.
So this is like a Cole's Notes version of a usual SmackDown review. Almost like a speed run, maybe. I'm using Cole's Notes because apparently that's a very Canadian reference. We used to have Cole's Notes, which was like an AI summary of a book that you could read, which is how many of us read certain Shakespearean plays and other books in university. So Cody Rhodes is definitely PO'd about getting taken out of the Rumble. And there was a ton of those Rumble recaps throughout this show. And I was really just waiting to see how they were going to respond to everything that was going to happen. Meanwhile, Nick Aldis is keeping Cody and later on Jacob Fatu attacks Drew McIntyre. He's keeping them apart because the two of them and next week Sami Zayn are going to try and qualify for the Elimination Chamber. I'm not sure where this is going because I would have assumed you would have at least two of those three guys in the chamber. But apparently we're only going to get one of those three guys. So Greg was happy because it was Tiffy time and Tiffany Stratton hit the prettiest moonsault ever to beat Chelsea Green. Coming out of this match, apparently Chelsea Green is injured. Let me look that up right now for you. I'm going to pause the recording and come back. When I'm here with myself, the crack research team is significantly lazier without Greg. So yes, on that episode, she ended up breaking her, it's like a foot injury that she's saying on Twitter in jest. It's near fatal, but really it's probably a broken foot. Okay, that was pretty funny. We also ended up with probably the biggest story was that Randy Orton beat Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black. If anybody thought Aleister Black was going to get into this match, I mean, you're crazy. The other thing that happened was we had a tag match with the visiting Liv Morgan, and I'm like reading my own notes here. Oh, Raquel Rodriguez, and Cargill then ends up having to team up with Grace, and yeah, so that doesn't really matter. This just sets up the match with Grace and them next week on SmackDown. The other big thing in this was we had a hard-fought showdown with the WWE Tag Team Champions between Rio, and they ended up defeating Julia and our girl, the lady who should be the one who's not winning. I can't believe Kiana James is getting the push and Julia's got the title. There's something broken with that whole thing. No U.S. title match on this, but Carmella Hayes still beat up The Miz. Not sure why this had to happen here, other than this is a 3-hour show now, guys. And of course, Tiffany Stratton won that match, so she's in that. My highlight of this might have been the fact that Kip Wilson got destroyed by Oba Femi And he somehow still blamed Matt Cardona for the toxic culture. The other thing that happened was Shinsuke Nakamura got beat up, and I was sure Evil was going to come in here, but I know he's coming to the company. I know somebody commented on our shorts. What about his experience with EO? I guess they were on the same show last night, but normally they're not going to be on the same show, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a big deal. And I really like Trick Williams. I know that my buddy's not as happy with him, Greg Father Feltham, who I miss, by the way. But I think that there's something there with Trick. I think the posters are helping him. Overall, what you probably needed to watch from this SmackDown was, yes, something is going to happen with Miz and Carmelo and Ilya at some point. Tiffy is in the Money in the Bank. We're not sure what brand Oba's on. And now the former powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, is gone missing. Oh, and the Wyatts may have kidnapped the entire Wyatt family in order to get their lantern back. Greg, you missed your least favorite episode of SmackDown ever. So I'm hoping that you listened to this and enjoyed the fact that you didn't have to do this and sit through multiple recaps. But next week, we're going to have more qualifying matches. I think we're trying to figure out who's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. And honestly, with the men's match, I have no idea because we got 3 people that should be in the match and only one of them can be there. So this is a little bit of an abbreviated version of your review for SmackDown. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging because I missed you. The final thing I have is a little bit of housekeeping from the Royal Rumble pool. I want to thank everyone who entered the pool, but only one man could win this pool. And I think we all know who it is. Give me that stunning take. And no, it wasn't the rewind sound effect. The one man, the only man who could win this pool, registered himself in the pool, and I will read his screen name just so everyone knows. It is the patron saint of stunning, the sometimes co-host of this podcast, Sean Burkhead. I will be packing up your box this week and sending it. But tomorrow, after the Super Bowl, the most important day of the year happens, which is my wife's birthday. So happy birthday to my lovely wife, Therese. And other than that, I hope that you all enjoy the big game. And if the halftime show is boring or the game doesn't turn out well, maybe you've listened to the SmackDown review in between. For the Hub Sports Entertainment Network, I am Brad the Dad, one half of your SmackDaddies, the East Coast podcasting champions of the world, and we'll be back to normal next week. But in the meantime and in between time, don't you dare miss Monday Night Raw and the Raw Dogs, Randy C. and Eric B. Wait. No, I did that right. I was thinking about it for a second. Did I do that right? Anyways, the boys will be covering everything on the draw, which they had a fabulous show this week. And tomorrow night, they'll be covering Monday Night Raw, probably in your podcatcher on Tuesday. And more things coming here to the Hub. Maybe even, given the limited success of this pool, maybe a small WrestleMania pool. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see what the world brings in the next few months. Enjoy wrestling, enjoy life, and see you later, friends.